So my name's Kevin Brown, and I first heard about Vintage Vibes from a friend of mine that I work alongside. She's been volunteering for Vintage Vibes for I think 3 or 4 years, and she spoke so highly of it. So she's trying to get everyone involved. I guess I wanted to volunteer for basically any sort of charity forever. I've always thought that volunteering is a really important part of everyone's life. It feels like a bit of a responsibility, something that you should do. And when it comes to Vintage Vibes and why I chose to volunteer with them, I guess it's twofold. And the first one is that I have experience with this. My gran had dementia, and she was living on her own, and having other people coming in to visit and help her made a huge difference in her life and in our family's life. And then the second reason that I chose Vintage Vibes to volunteer with was because of how highly it was recommended by my friend Constanza. The best thing for me about volunteering with Vintage Vibes is that it doesn't feel like volunteering. It's something that's just part of my life now. It very much feels like a friendship rather than a dependency or anything like that. And I think that's the best thing. It's just something that I love doing. There have been a lot of rewarding moments being a volunteer with Vintage Vibes. The things that I think have been most rewarding have been when my VIP, the person that I volunteer with, started to relax a bit more and became more comfortable with our relationship and friendship. And at that point, he decided to get out his keyboard, which I hadn't seen before, and a little guitar, and I played the guitar and he played along on the piano. So it was just nice to see him warming up and being his natural self. And that actually led into probably my most rewarding experience with Vintage Vibes was when his family invited me to go along to the pub with the family together and watch a band. And at that point I got to see the VIP that I work with in his absolute element. He was happy as I've ever seen him, and he was up and dancing and singing, and that was incredibly rewarding to see. I would say if someone's thinking about volunteering for Vintage Vibes, they just need to do it, because there are always going to be reasons not to do something. You might think you might not have enough time, or that you've already got other responsibilities, but it just fits into your life perfectly. It's 1 hour a week, and it's one of the best things I've ever done.